let me tell you a tale that will chill you to your bones. It's a story now whispered among only the bravest of adventurer, those who dare to explore the realms of our world after dark. Listen closely, for this is the tale of the man from the fog. One terrifying night, when I was but a child, in our small village where families lived in harmony, spending days tending to farms and raising children, perfectly content, a fog rolled in. It was thick, choking the air and swallowing the light, turning the moon into a mere sliver in the sky. As the people settled into their homes for the night, a strange sensation crept over me, a feeling of being watched. They said he was a creature of shadows, a silent stalker who thrived in the darkness. He would appear just at the edge of vision, slipping in and out of the swirling mist, always just beyond reach. One brave soul, Tina, grew tired of the tales she'd heard her entire life. She decided to face her fears. Armed with nothing but a flickering torch, she ventured into the fog. As she walked, the silence enveloped her like a suffocating blanket. The air grew heavy, and an unshakable feeling settled in the pit of her stomach. Something made her stop in her tracks. Then she heard it, a low rumble, like distant thunder echoing through the mist. Suddenly, a flash of lightning illuminated the fog, and for just a moment, she saw him. The man from the fog, tall and gaunt, his eyes glowing like embers. He stood still, watching her with an intensity that made her heart race. Tina remembered the warnings. Never look directly at him, for it would incite his wrath. With her heart pounding, she quickly turned away, focusing on her escape. But the fog thickened, wrapping around her like a shroud. She could feel him behind her, moving silently, a predator stalking his prey. Panic surged within her as she stumbled forward, the ground seeming to shift beneath her feet. Every instinct screamed at her to run, but the fog twisted her sense of direction. Which way was home? She could hear the whispers now, eerie sounds that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. Shadows danced just out of sight, and the ominous feeling of being pursued consumed her. Desperate, Tina glanced back. There he was, closer now, his long fingers reaching out as if to snatch her away. The moment their eyes met, the air crackled with energy, and the man from the fog let out a blood-curdling scream that echoed through the night. I heard it from my bed, but the only thing I could see from my window was the same fog that was strangling our village. In that instant, Tina turned and ran, the torch flickering wildly in her grasp. She could hear him gaining on her, the sound of his footsteps melding with the whispers of the fog. She dashed through the trees, branches clawing at her clothes until she finally broke through the mist and into the village. Breathless and terrified, she rushed home, slamming the door behind her. "Mum!" I shouted. She was different, scared, like I'd never seen her. And even then, safe in our home, the feeling of being watched lingered. The villagers gathered round, eyes wide with fear as she recounted her tale. They knew then that the man from the fog was not just a story to scare children. He was real, and he was watching. As the night wore on, the fog refused to lift. We all huddled together, everyone sharing stories of their own encounters, and each time they mentioned his name, a chill swept through the air. The man from the fog had become a part of us, a constant reminder that some things in the dark should never be confronted. So, if you ever find yourself wandering through a foggy night, heed this warning. Keep your eyes forward. Do not look back. And whatever you do not let the man from the fog catch your gaze. For once you do, you may find it's the last thing you ever see. My mum was lucky, but she was never the same again.